Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Tried and Tested. Now we did an episode on beauty gadgets almost 3 years ago and that remains our most viewed episode ever. So today we are back because you know there are a lot more beauty gadgets in the market now and we're gonna do it again! This is a foundation stamp from Clio. So the applicator is really like a stamp. It's also really like a sponge. Okay, I get what they're trying to go for, but to me I look at it and go, ooh, it looks like a sponge! So here we have the foundation. So there's another sponge in here. See this net here? Apparently this net is supposed to regulate the amount of foundation that comes out so that it's easier for you to get the right amount for application. Alright, let's test this foundation stamp. I guess with this I don't have to turn it or anything. Kind of blends along the way because it's flat. So if I were to use a flat sponge like this, it's pretty much like the same thing. The nice thing about using this is that it has a handle, so I don't need to worry about dropping the sponge so much. This net, it really does control the amount of product that comes out, as you can see. It's really quite minimal, but it's still enough to build up a nice finish. So this I think is especially good for people who are new to makeup and are trying out foundation. For the foundation itself, it actually is pretty good. And it's got a bit of a silvery cover on it, so it makes it look it's quite brightening as well. After I've gotten over the gimmicky side of this, I actually really do quite like this. This is pretty good. Compared to a beauty blender, I actually think this is a lot easier to use than a beauty blender. This one, I don't know how good it will be for other foundations because this one works because of this net, right? So I'm not sure with other foundations whether the application will be as good. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. The only thing I'm not too hot about is there's a slightly filmy, sticky feeling, but I am loving the finish on this. It's ridiculous. This is an eyebrow stamp that's supposed to help you achieve the perfect eyebrow in 1 second. Literally it says that in the box in Chinese. Okay, so this is how it looks. This is where the eyebrow powder is, and these are the stamps. Okay, so I'm gonna try it on. Alright. Let me just say, this is very weird. Is this supposed to be one stamp or is it supposed to follow the shape of my brow? Because that's obviously not the shape of my brow. Yeah, no. No. Unless this is the exact shape of your brow, right? I don't think this is going to work for you. The idea of the eyebrow stamp is really nice, but eyebrows are so different. Everybody's eyebrows are so different. Mine are thicker here and emptier here. So this thing obviously doesn't know that. So it's just gonna uniformly stamp all this product on and it's still gonna be darker here than it is on the ends. The only redeeming thing about it is the mirror is actually really clear. Because sometimes this kind of packaging, the mirror is plastic, but it's very clear. I can see how much it didn't work. I would give this a 0 out of 10. I can't find anything that I like about this. Alright, this is a $600 hairdryer. I think a lot of you will probably have heard of it. It's because I think it's maybe the most expensive hairdryer on the market. And it's really pretty. And notice how you can see right through this? That's really cool. I think that the strength, it's really strong, especially for this weight. And then also it's very adjustable. Okay, so there are different settings. You can adjust the heat, you can also adjust the speed, and also this is extra cold setting to set your hair. I think in terms of that, it gives you a lot of control with how you want for when you style your hair. Okay, so the accessories are pretty standard, but the cool thing about this is that it is magnetic. So cool. So I have actually been using this for a while and I love it. I mean, I think it's really great because I feel like it makes my hair look really smooth and it's very powerful, so it dries it really fast. Now, a lot of people say that it's very quiet. Actually, I don't think so. I don't think it's quiet. Actually, I think it's quite noisy, but it's a different kind of noise. So to demonstrate what I mean, this is a Dyson Hairdryer on high. This is a normal hairdryer on high. You know what I mean? So one's and then the other's So in terms of sound level, to me, they are the same loudness, but there are a lot of people who do say that this is a lot quieter. So I guess it depends on what kind of sound you pick up on. Okay, rating time. First off, as a hairdryer, if I ignore the price for a second, I think that it's a really good hairdryer. In fact, I can't really find any fault with it, so I would give it a 9, 10 out of 10. But then once we factor in the price, because it is $600, it's very expensive, I think I would give this like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Yeah, because I mean it's still a very good hairdryer, it's just the price point is a bit insane. So this is the Sephora mini color switch. Thank you, Shop and Box, for sending this to us. So this is supposed to help to remove your pigments from your eyeshadow brush as you are changing in between colors. It looks a bit like kitchen sponge right now, and it kind of like feels like a softer wire sponge. So let's try this out. We will start with the darker color first, and then we switch over to the light color and see how much this removes. So there's still a lot of product left. Okay, so I'm supposed to just brush it against the sponge until all the pigment is removed. It seems like nothing is left. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, now I'll try a brighter color. Nothing left from the previous one. Usually how I normally do it is a tissue paper. So for tissue paper, normally I will like rub it quite hard, whereas for this, I just like lightly sweep the top. So I guess this helps to maintain the shape of your brushes also. So this is also supposed to be completely reusable. You take it out and you wash it with like warm water and soap, and then you leave it to dry and then spray it with disinfectant. Does this not look like a kitchen sponge? I'm wondering if there's some kind of like dupe or like, you know, a different version. So I would give this an 8 out of 10 because it does what it says it's supposed to do. But I'm still very happy with my tissue paper. And the other thing is, you know what, I'm so tempted to like get a kitchen sponge and try it with a brush I don't want anymore. Alright, so this is the Blotterazzi by Beauty Blender, and it's a reusable oil blotting sponge. So inside there are 2 sponges that you can wash, and I would like to see how they compare to these. Wow, look at that packaging. It's so pretty. It's a lot softer and lighter than a regular compact sponge. Okay, so I put a dot of baby oil. Okay, so first I'll try regular blotting paper. Okay, so it's absorbing everything really well. So this like one sheet, yep, that's pretty much gone. Alright, and now I'm gonna try it with this. I can still see the oil. First of all, is that you can't see when you're done dabbing off all the oil. You just have to go by like gut feel, but I mean I can still see a lot of oil here. Yeah, really like nothing else is coming off with the sponge. So I'm just gonna see what's left with the regular blotting paper. Yeah, there's still quite a lot. I mean, not as much as before, but there's still quite a lot of oil left. So I think in terms of absorbency, it cannot handle that much oil. And also the thing with this is that you really can't tell, let's just admit this, right? I feel like part of the joy of blotting is seeing how much oil you get off, right? I mean, I know blotting is also not very good for your skin, but when you do feel like it, you kind of want to see what you managed to get off. Whereas for this, it kind of absorbs everything. And which brings me to the next question, how do I know when I'm supposed to wash this? Do you wash it after every use? Do you wash it at the end of the day? Do you wash it at the end of the week? It just seems a little bit icky to me. So I'm not a huge fan. I would give this 1 out of 10 because I think the packaging is very nice. Okay, we've come to the end of the episode. Go and download the Clicknetwork app because you can watch the videos 1 month before they go onto YouTube. Okay? Go, download. Alright, till next time. Mwah. Go be beautiful.